Today's podcast is brought to you by Audible. Get a free audiobook download and 30-day free trial at audibletrial.com/spookshow. Then go over to morbidlybeautiful.com as we are now part of the Morbidly Beautiful Podcasting Network.
Oh, it's alive! It's alive! It's alive!
You'll float too! You'll float too! You'll too!
Everybody here dies by dawn. Dead by dawn!
Welcome to the Spookshow. Hello, welcome back to the All-American Spookshow podcast. I'm Josh, and I'm joined here with Donnie.
Yo.
Tiana.
Hey.
And the Professor Smoke.
What's up?
And this week it was my pick, and I thought I was closing the loop on the Evil Dead franchise, but apparently I just had it in my brain that we've done Evil Dead Rise on this show, but we have not. So we're not closing the loop just yet, but I promise we will have to get to Evil Dead Rise this year.
Yeah.
Sooner or later, because
before the other one.
Yeah, because the new one's coming out, I think, in August or something, later in the summer or something. So hopefully sometime between now and then we will get Evil Dead Rise in. But today we are talking about Army of Darkness from 1992. You know, for me, I think I could be wrong. I really could. I mean, because I might be misremembering. But the funny thing is, Smoke, I think this is the first any of the Evil Dead movies I ever watched.
Oh, was it? It was the first one?
I think randomly, I think it was.
Yeah. I saw them in order, I think, unless I saw the second one first, but I don't think so. I think I saw the first one, then I saw the second one, but I had a story for this as well. It's like 1992. It was, this was the first big one too, because it was not Paramount, but Universal Studios had a hand in it. I went to, with a friend of mine from high school, we went to Universal Studios in 92 before this movie came out, or might have been 91. There was a big, huge poster on one of the backlot or one of the lot studios for Army of Darkness, which was kind of, for me, it's surreal going to Universal Studios and seeing Army of Darkness poster at the time there. You know, it's like, you know, thinking of knowing that, you know, Sam Raimi was just getting big. I mean, he wasn't even quite, I mean, he was big in the horror world, but not outside of it at that time yet. And then I went to that 92 Weekend of Horrors, met Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell there. They were just walking around promoting Army of Darkness, which still hadn't come out yet either. They were still trying to get money for post-production maybe or whatever. Awesome. Yeah, that was. I got a picture of that floating around here somewhere on the with Sam Raimi.
Army of Darkness was distributed by Universal.
Yeah,
they didn't produce it, but they distributed it. So I'm assuming, that's what you got.
So that's why they had that. I have camcorder footage of me and this friend of mine from high school walking around Universal with this camcorder. And I think I recorded the poster for it back then. So I got that floating around somewhere too. I have to dig that stuff up.
We have to digitize. We need to digitize our archives.
That was
just
surreal seeing it.
I bet.
True.
I bet, yeah.
That, and then the fact that I went in the Navy shortly after that. So I missed when this movie hit theaters. So when we go around and say the first time we saw it, I did not see it in the theaters. I definitely would have if I would have been able to, but I was somewhere out in the ocean. I guess when limited time that it did run or whatever. The first time I saw it was a bootleg from Blackest Heart Media. They had what was called the work print or uncut, whatever. They called it something different because it had a different ending. And this ending got released, of course, later. And probably every subsequent Army of Darkness DVD / Blu-ray, whatever releases probably had it on there. But it was the apocalyptic ending. I don't know if y'all seen that one.
Well, I saw there were two different. Yeah. I did because I watched the Blu-ray. I watched my Blu-ray of this. But by the way, so many movies that we do, like I own a Blu-ray and I never pull it out and watch it. You know, I find it somewhere else. But this one I actually watched the Blu-ray and then I watched some of the extra stuff on it. And yeah, it did have it's got the theatrical cut and then it's got the original ending. Alternate.
Yeah, the original one was more downbeat, of course, because it was like, I guess, you know, he says the words wrong again, the Klaatu Varata Nikto, he can't pronounce it right. And then he goes into the future and because he didn't pronounce it right, it's the apocalypse has happened, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that was a pretty interesting, fun ending, but you know,
I can see why they changed it though. After you watch it, you see like, maybe they did choose better. You know, I think.
Yeah, they went for the more humorous route and more uplifting and humorous rather than the bleak sort of, you know, the apocalyptic bleak ending.
And I guess both endings too kind of leave it open for more movies, but that one, I think the one they chose definitely left it wide open to make more one day, right?
That apocalyptic one was the only one I was used to it for a time. It was a while before I saw the regular ending for some reason.
Well, I was just gonna say pretty much the same thing Josh said about, you know, an open ending.
Oh yeah, open ended.
He ended up doing Spider-Man, right?
Sometime I don't know if that was.
This was 93 when this actually came out. So then, it was 2000.
Yeah,
when the first Spider-Man came out.
Yeah, but I thought he had something in there like there's some non-horror, non-cult. I mean, more like dramas or something, wasn't there? I know he acted in a few, like Indian Summer was one.
Are you talking about Bruce Campbell? Or are you talking about Sam Raimi or both? What do you?
I'm talking about Sam Raimi. Well, you were talking about Sam Raimi too,
Sam
right?
Raimi. Remember, if I also correct me if I'm wrong. We did a spotlight on Sam Raimi, did we not?
I think we did. Yeah.
It's just been a while. I think we did, but if you go to the movies he directed, I pulled up the list. Yeah, Army of Darkness. Okay, then in '95 he did The Quick and the Dead.
Yeah, that's right. That Western. Yeah.
Oh,
and then in '98 he directed
The Gift or something.
1980, A Simple Plan. 1999 For Love of the Game. Then in 2000, The Gift. And then 2002 was Spider-Man.
The Gift, was that Katie Holmes?
The Gift, that was Kate Blanchett. And Katie Holmes is in that. Yeah, she's in that. And Keanu Reeves.
Okay.
Yeah. That's The Gift. By the way, I'm sidetracked. Sam Raimi's coming back to horror this year, very soon. Like end of this month, right? When is that?
Yeah.
Send Help. Send Help. I'm just trying to look at the date when it's pretty soon, right? Like end of January. Yeah. January 30th. So at the end of the month, yeah, we'll have some new Sam Raimi horror for the first time. Pretty sure the first time since Drag Me to Hell.
Yeah.
Has he done a full?
And I assume, although it'll be probably the first time he's done horror without supernatural element of some sort. I assume there's not a supernatural element.
Well, from the trailer, the clip or whatever it was that I saw.
There's something.
Could be something.
I don't. It's hard to say.
Him.
Yeah.
From that little clip that I saw, it's hard to say, but it wouldn't surprise me. Yeah. If there's not like a what is it in Drag Me to Hell, that goat? There's gotta, there's you know what I'm talking about in almost every Sam Raimi movie. There's always some kind of demon or something that floats or dances and starts dancing like this, like shaking its head. There's got to be something in that movie. If there's not, I'm like, well, got to be some, or that car too, right? The car that's in this. And Army. I assume he's still got that somewhere.
That was even in Doctor Strange.
Yeah,
it's been in every movie I think he's directed, right? Since Evil Dead.
If not every movie, it's got to be in most.
At least most.
Yeah. So it's kind of like Stan Lee was a cameo in like every Marvel movie until he passed away, and even I think one or two after that. Sam Raimi's version of that is the car. That same.
Speaking of, it's interesting you mentioned the Stan Lee, because Stan Lee and his car were both in Spider-Man.
Yeah, you're right.
The one that Sam Raimi directed.
Yeah.
It's Uncle Ben's car.
Yeah.
By the way, those first two Spider-Man movies that he did, awesome. Especially that second one. Just flat out.
That was amazing.
But then the third, I feel like somebody else got involved and fucked it up.
Yeah. You mean you don't like that? Speaking of the dance, the dance that Peter Parker's dance. Yeah. That's the stand-in for the Evil Dead demon dance in the other movies. I can
deal with that because there's a level of corniness in Spider-Man, even in the comics. It's what they did to Venom.
Yeah. I like it okay, but it's definitely not as good as the first two.
No. Anyways, Army of Darkness.
That's a divergent.
Yeah, Army of Darkness, part of the Evil Dead franchise. So this is the third movie of the series, right? Because we've talked about the original, The Evil Dead, which came out in 1981. Evil Dead 2, which in a lot of ways is just a remake of The Evil Dead, right? I mean, we talked
unless you ask Sam Raimi that.
Well,
it is basically.
To me, it basically is. I mean, there's a lot more to it, but it pretty much is. It is. If you watch them back to back, you can see.
Yeah, it is. He just likes to say that. Oh no, see, because if you look, the demon possesses him, and then he wakes up at the end, and then it kind of goes. But I mean, it's basically just he wanted to do it with more money, more of a budget,
and he did, and it was great. I mean, one could argue that it's better than the original. It's definitely more.
Yeah, it's more money.
I don't know how to describe that, but it's more in the second one than it is in the first one.
Definitely more humor than the first one. Even it was there, but it was
the first one got that. It's still trying to be kind of serious about it, but it's a little bit there, but it's not as slapsticky as it got in the second one. And then by the time you get to this one, it's full on fucking Three Stooges.
Hey, that was a huge influence on all of them. Was the Three Stooges? And I don't know if you've ever seen the short films he did before the Evil Dead stuff.
It seems like I have seen
but it's even
some of that.
Some of them,
yeah. Dude, it's straight up like it. Some of the jokes, some of the I mean, they stop short of having them like spin around the corner going yuck 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 yuck. Like that's the only thing. Like otherwise, it's like watching the Three Stooges.
Yeah. Well, if you're watching Army of Darkness, they didn't have the yuck part, but they did have the eye poke and the other things. Very much Three Stooges.
Yeah, some of it. Honestly, some of it was. I mean, it was funny, but there was a time I'm just like, come on,
it's over the top.
Yeah, it gets.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But
what?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, I was going to say the first time you watched this, especially back then. It is, of course, all hilarious, and then you watch it a second time with friends because maybe you want to show them or something. But then after a few more watches, some of the slapsticky elements do wear on you a little bit. They're maybe not as funny once you get to today and you're watching it.
Yeah.
And you've seen it like 10 or 15 times or however many times. They kind of whatever, but dated a little bit. But still, I enjoy the Three Stooges. But it doesn't hit as funny as it did the first couple times you watched it.
Yeah.
But Evil Dead 2 came out in 1987. This movie came out in February of 1993. Then it was all fast forward 30 years till 2013. Well, that's 30 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, 20 years.
Yeah.
No,
20.
what? 20 years. See,
all
of a sudden now I can't count. 20 years, 2013. 20 years later for Evil Dead, that was the remake. Although I think there is something to that where they say no, it's not, right? They do that again. They
do that again.
Yeah, because isn't there something about the books? Now maybe it comes from this movie, but in this movie there are three three leprechauns. There's three Necronomicons, right?
Three leprechauns.
That would be awesome. That's the only thing this movie's missing.
Three necro leprechauns.
There you go. God.
That's another movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that was after Lep in the Hood, somewhere around there.
It was after
three Necronomicons, and I think these movies have something to do with the different Necronomicons that are in the movies. Now, I haven't investigated that close enough, but there's something about that where they say that's what the difference is. The books.
I think
in the movies.
And you have to say the right thing, like klepto.
Yeah, well, then there's that.
Klepto. Necro-leprechaun or
he
something
came
like
pretty
that.
close when he said necktie.
Necro-leprechaun. Necktie,
yeah.
He came pretty close.
You know where that comes from? Like Klaatu Verata Nikto comes from not this island Earth, the other one. The day the earth stood still.
Yeah.
It's just a throwaway kind of a code word in there or something. But because of his love for classic sci-fi, he just took it from that.
But we talked about that reboot. God, I can't talk today. Reboot, remake, whatever you want to call it. Evil Dead, requel, sequel, whatever the fuck it is, directed by Fede Alvarez. I think we all generally love that one, and it's one of the more bloody movies. Literally raining blood in the end of that movie. Wasn't it like pound for pound one of the like bloodiest they've ever made? As far as the amount of fake blood. Yeah, the actual. Yeah.
It might still be up there as the most blood used in a horror movie still.
I haven't checked that list lately, but
until I think Iron Lung comes out.
That's coming out soon, right? Sometime early this year. Yeah, I guess we'll find out. But yeah, that one it's over the top with the blood, right? But then there was Evil Dead Rise that came out now damn near 3 years ago, believe it or not. It came out in 2023, directed by Lee Cronin. But like I said earlier, we've got Evil Dead Burn that will be coming out July. There it is. There's the date, July 24th of 2026. So I guess unless something changes between now and then, by the end of July, we'll be watching the new Evil Dead. So I'm always looking forward to that though, because really, even the series that came in between that, Ash versus Evil Dead, I haven't seen all of the episodes, but from what I've seen of it, like the first season or two, I enjoyed it. So my point is that like I think every ounce of this I've enjoyed on some level. None of it I've hated.
No, we haven't even seen any yet. We have it, but we haven't watched them yet. The episodes.
I think, like I said, I haven't watched the whole series, but I think what I've seen of it, enough to tell you that you will enjoy it. You will enjoy it. And it's Bruce Campbell, doing his thing.
Doing Bruce Campbell.
Yeah, exactly. So he hasn't changed a lick. So yeah, so that kind of brings us up to date. Like we've only got the Evil Dead Rise to watch, but yeah, this movie though came out February 19th of 1993. Even though it did hit the circuit, I think before that, it played at like some festivals and there were screenings of it before that, but it released wide here in the U.S. February 19th of 1993. So I have the box office that weekend. So this is the weekend of February 19th through the 21st of 1993. The top 10. Number 10, A Few Good Men. That had been out for a while at that point. Number 9.
Speaking of Navy.
Yeah. Number 9, Untamed Heart. Number 8, in its 9th week, Scent of a Woman. One of Donnie's favorites. Number 7, this was the...
Hoorah! Oh, sorry.
Number 7, this was the Lethal Weapon parody, I believe, right? Loaded Weapon 1.
Yeah. Now, I did see... I must have been in port, because I do remember seeing that in the theater. And that time period. Well... This came out the same week, then I don't know what was. Maybe.
Well, now Loaded Weapon had been out for 3 weeks at this point.
Okay. Yeah.
So there's the chance, like you just missed Army of Darkness because that's number 7. Because number 6 in its opening weekend, Army of Darkness made $4.4 million that weekend. But you'll see why, at least a couple of these, why it got beat out this particular week. Number 5 in its 15th week. Good Lord, Aladdin. You know the animated Disney Aladdin movie.
Yeah,
Robin Williams, all that jazz, right? It was in its 15th week and was still top 5. Number 4, this is another one of Donnie's favorites. In its 13th week. Donnie, you must have been watching this a lot. Back in 1993. The Crying Game.
Fuck you.
I mean, it's a solid movie. It's a solid movie. Number 3, Don't Want No More.
Oh, my God.
Of the Cry. All right, number 3. Number 3, Summersby. I've heard.
I don't even remember what that was.
I've heard of the title, but I've never seen it.
Yeah.
Number 2, Tiana. This probably was one of your favorites back then. I don't know. Homeward Bound: The Incredible Journey.
Yeah.
Yeah, the dogs. Remember the talking dogs and going.
The first one. Yeah,
I believe so.
There's a couple of those, right?
I believe now there's probably been like 4 or 5 like direct-to-video sequels, but yeah, the original. And then number 1 in the box office for the second straight week, Groundhog Day.
Oh, yeah.
I've never heard anybody just say that with such enthusiasm.
Groundhog Day. Well, it's Bill Murray. It's like
it is.
It's Groundhog Day again.
What would you say? Could you argue that's his greatest movie other than maybe Ghostbusters? I mean, I mean, that's another conversation.
That's another. Yeah, there's Stripes too.
Yeah, I love it.
I mean, yeah.
But
I mean, Stripes isn't necessarily a Bill Murray. I mean, it is and it isn't a Bill Murray movie. Groundhog Day is 100% a Bill Murray movie because the other one has an ensemble kind of comedy cast,
you're
right?
And that brings the point. Like you talk about Caddyshack, Ghostbusters, and a handful of others. You're right. There's always other guys or girls. You know, there's always it's got an ensemble kind of thing going, right? That's one of the few where it's like, he's the main reason.
Yeah.
Not to say that he's got, I mean, like most of his movies are good on some level, but that is an interesting conversation one of these days. I don't know if we should have it here on the Spook Show, but maybe Cult Corner or somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
There's a conversation to be had there, but yeah. Groundhog Day was number 1 in the box office that weekend. So it did pretty well. Evil Dead, Army of Darkness did pretty well, but it was only really wide in theaters for about 3 weeks.
Groundhogs and gophers.
And then it got groundhogged out of the theater. Like Army of Darkness didn't play very well or very long. Frankly, that well either. I mean, like it went on to make, let's see, for a budget of $11 million, it made $21.5 million, which isn't horrible, but you know.
Yeah, and that's probably why I didn't see it back then because I don't think it played that long. Right?
That's the way it looks to me. It looks like it only played wide for about 3 weeks, and then it kind of shrunk real quick. Some of that might have to do with the time of year, maybe. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know how much like Universal really got behind it. I mean, I know you said there was a big banner and there was a thing for a time. I don't know how well. I thought that was the machine got behind it.
Really odd. I mean, just the fact that they would have that there and they didn't. I don't know. I don't know if they just didn't promote it well enough or what. I don't know what the deal is. I didn't expect to walk into the Universal Studios and see a huge Army of Darkness thing on one of the studio buildings.
You know, you might say too that this movie is so different from all the other Evil Dead movies, and frankly, so different from most horror movies that might work for it in some ways, but against it in a lot of ways, right?
Yeah.
because I think you have to kind of be predisposed to like this kind of thing to really appreciate this. I mean, like maybe what are those movies called? Smoke, you talk about sword and sorcery type movies.
Yeah, the Conan, and all the Conan ripoff movies, like the Beastmaster and the Blade Master and all that.
It's obviously not directly like that, but there's some similarities to that. You got because of that medieval time period type stuff. So you've got fantasy, you've got action and adventure. There's horror, but there's also slapstick comedy. It's a weird mix if you think about it.
Yeah.
It's a really weird mix. So I could see this kind of movie, in my opinion, being like one of people's favorites movies, or be like the one, this is like the bastard stepchild of the Evil Dead series. I can see it either way.
For me personally, going back, I mean, when it comes to the first three, I mean, I don't know, like, I love the first one for its grittiness. I like that raw grittiness that he had the lower budget on and all that, and it kind of adds to the atmosphere of it. But I also appreciate the humor and the budget in the second movie, So
yeah.
It's like, I will say that I like the first two better than the third one, and it's not that I don't like Army of Darkness. I love Army of Darkness too. It's just, I don't know. I would be hard pressed to come up with which one of the first two I like best. I like both of them for me.
Like I said, it holds a special place for me because I'm pretty sure this is the first one I watched. For some reason, I don't know why it played out that way, but it did.
But I do love all those fantasy elements. Also, we didn't really mention it necessarily, but a huge influence on this movie was Ray Harryhausen's stop motion effects.
God,
oh yeah,
and that was probably one of the reasons why I liked it as much as I did when I was, when like 13-year-old Josh is watching this. It reminded me of what, Clash of the Titans?
Clash of the Titans and the Sinbad movies. Right? Sinbad and Eye of the Tiger.
There's actually there's a Disney, I think it's Disney movie. This is kind of taking a different direction, but there was a Disney movie I loved growing up, and it was Bedknobs and Broomsticks.
Oh yeah,
loved that fucking movie. Anyway,
the live action and animation kind of combined stuff.
Yeah, that was awesome. There was a part in the movie where I guess it was the Scottish Army or the English Army or whatever. These and it kind of reminded me a little bit of Hammer's Night Creatures, where they had this army of the dead that basically it was like this old battlefield where some of these old like horses and knights in chainmail, basically they got up from their graves wherever they were, and they just started marching along this and weird for it to be Disney and have this type of element in it, but this movie, how Army of Darkness did the Army of the Dead, this is exactly how I this is basically exactly how I wanted Bedknobs and Broomsticks, that battle with the basically another Army of the Dead. This is how I wanted it to be. So that was always, I mean, now granted that was like 1971. So it was like, you're talking really about 20 years difference, and, effects and all that, but, they probably didn't take it that direction because it's Disney, but.
I'm sure. Yeah. They're not going to go all the way with the.
Yeah. But it was still, pretty cool for that time period.
Yeah.
But that's just, I guess, Disney, Hammer, and Sam Raimi.
Yeah. I mean, but crazy. That, like I said a minute ago, that it adds to how odd this movie is. Like, because it slams together like 8 different genres, it feels like.
Yeah.
Like even on IMDb, it's listed as a horror comedy, and then they have all these other little sub-genres: supernatural horror, slapstick, quest, folk horror, farce, and dark comedy. So like, but all that's there. When you hear it, you're like, yeah, it's all those things.
Yes, I don't know about the folk horror part, but I get.
Yeah, folk horror. Yeah,
that might be stretched. I don't even know what part. I mean, the Necronomicon.
I guess I don't see this on the same level as say the Wicker Man, but
no.
But yeah, I guess somewhere in there, I don't know. But it is all those things: farce, slapstick, all that stuff. I mean, like.
Yeah,
it's pretty clear what Sam Raimi's some of his ideas came from, right? It's pretty clear.
Yeah.
Oh, another element of this too, Smoke, is the Universal part of it. A lot of the reason this movie got made was because of the financial success of Darkman.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that because
Yeah,
yeah,
that
that's
was
true.
the
That was
Stealth
his
idea.
first foray into the mainstream.
Yeah, and this
Or at
is all
least,
kind of tied into that. He had like a Universal financing production deal or something with
yeah.
because of Darkman, and then they had
I don't remember what happened with Darkman, but I never saw that in the theater either. I don't know how I missed that one. What year was that? 1990, maybe?
90, I think it was. Yeah,
Fine.
well, I have it in front of me, but yeah.
Hmm.
But yes, directed, written by Sam Raimi, and of course, it's also written with his brother Ivan Raimi, who I believe has a small part in this. Right? Wasn't he like one of the?
Yeah, he was like the
One of the guys toward the end. At the well, I think he actually plays a couple characters. I think he plays like a medieval guy, but then he's also one of the dudes that works at S-Mart, or maybe he's
that was just that was that brother. I was thinking that was Ted Raimi, but that was
maybe it is. Maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe
it might not be. They might just look that similar.
Yeah, maybe there's too many Raimi brothers running around. But yeah. Actually, I believe you're right. I think it was. Ted Raimi.
Was it Ted Raimi?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Ivan Raimi. But yeah, I haven't. You don't hear as much about him. I don't know if he's in all of his stuff or not. But Ted Raimi usually was.
What movie was that we watched? God Almighty! They were at a drive-in or something, and Ted Raimi's like selling condoms in a.
Oh shit! What was that?
They were in like a drive-in movie theater, and Ted Raimi's in the.
Yeah, I remember exactly the scene.
Yeah.
I just can't remember what movie.
Wait a minute, was it the?
It wasn't the Sam Raimi movie.
Thanksgiving.
Of course not. It wasn't that.
Blood Rage. I don't know. I have to go back and look.
Was he? Oh yeah. You might be that. It might be that.
I don't know.
Yeah, he was in some unrelated. It wasn't a Sam Raimi movie, but he's been in a few things like that. But yeah, it might have been that.
Yeah, it was Ted Raimi, but he's been in a ton. I mean, tons, I mean, like you just click on him on IMDb, and he's got 114 acting credits. But this goes back to one of his first ones. Now I'm too curious. I got to go back and find it. The Evil Dead.
I got it. I'm looking for it.
Okay. Yeah, it was Blood Rage. It was Blood Rage.
Yeah. Okay.
He's the condom. He's the condom salesman in the bathroom of the. Yeah.
One other movie we need to get to at some point. It could be on Cold Corner, but it could also be a regular horror theme because it does have its elements of gore and horror and stuff in it. But Thou Shalt Not Kill, except Ted Raimi plays a psychotic sort of Charles Manson Vietnam vet kind of character. That movie's pretty crazy. But I just talking about Ted Raimi made me think of that. So yeah, we need to get that on there somewhere. Maybe actually it might be on Video Vortex already. If not, we probably need to add that to the video.
It was produced by Robert Tappert. Of course, it stars the icon himself, Bruce Campbell, and I think he'll tell you that too if you ask him. I mean, just the Evil Dead series alone is enough, right? But like the dude's done tons of other stuff, so he's been very successful, and he's just like one of those cult guys, like he was in Maniac Cop, Sundown the Vampire in Retreat, Bubba Hotep. So
now that's a fun one.
So it just runs the gamut of like stuff that this dude's been in, right?
Well, before we go further, have y'all? Both of y'all already seen Bubba Hotep before?
Yeah, but dude, it's been since it's been since like after it came out on video or whatever the hell. It's been a long time since I watched that.
Yeah, we got to get to that one. I think you'll like that one, Donnie.
Yeah.
It's got. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, absolutely, he would.
It's hilarious.
Yeah. Although Donnie's comedy's different, you never know.
Well, it does have that kind of Evil Dead-ish. I mean, it's not Sam Raimi. Who is it? It's I forget who directed it right now.
Oh,
but
I'm blanking.
But it's got that kind of slapsticky sort of humor, and it's what is he playing? He's playing an Elvis impersonator, or maybe Elvis.
Yeah.
And then who's the other guy in it that's playing like I can't think of his name.
Well, Ozzie Davis.
Ozzie Davis. Yeah. Ozzie Davis. Who's it? They're both in this nursing home, but Ozzie Davis thinks he's who was the president? Which president was it? Was it JFK? He thinks he's JFK, or something like that.
And as weird as all this sounds, it's directed by Don Cascarelli, the dude that did Phantasm.
Phantasm, and the Beastmaster that I mentioned earlier.
Yeah. So the same dude that did Phantasm did Bubba Hotep. It's such a weird combination. And I don't remember whether the tall man or whatever, right? What's his name? Angus Scrimm? Wasn't that his name?
Yeah.
I don't remember he's in that or not. I didn't go back and look. But anyways, yeah, Bruce Campbell, icon, cult movie, horror movie, whatever icon. He can do no wrong kind of guy, right? One of the couple of girlfriends that he has in this movie is Embeth Davidtz, Lord Arthur, Marcus Gilbert, who didn't he just pass away like within the last week?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like as of this recording, well, I mean, we're recording it, like next day kind of thing. Yeah, like I think it just happened within the last week, like last 8 days, something like that. Marcus Gilbert passed away. This would probably be the most recognizable role that he played, although he was in Rambo 3. I don't think it was a massive role, but he was in it. Ian Abercrombie as the wise man. I guess he's kind of like the Merlin the magician kind of thing of the story.
Yeah.
Richard Grove as Duke Henry. Randomly, remember when they had the flashback? I think it's the flashback of when he's kind of catching you up really quick to the Evil Dead story, like where Evil Dead 2 left off, and then he's kind of cast here, right? They show a cut back to his girlfriend, Linda, at the very beginning. That was just, and I think it's just that one brief scene, and you don't see her again. That was Bridget Fonda.
Really?
Yeah, just randomly, like, oh, there she is, like, because it was a different woman that played it from Evil Dead 2 or whatever, but it was Bridget Fonda. Yeah. She's barely there, but it was her. Yeah, and Ted Raimi, he was the cowardly warrior. Bill Moseley.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Well, who was he? He was which one? I've read that before, but I forgot to look for him again. I forgot he was in here.
He's the one of the Deadite captains. He's the Deadite captain. Okay. So. Now, when you get Evil Ash, that's Bruce Campbell again, right? Or was it a different guy?
Yeah, I am assuming it is, right? I mean,
I would imagine it was because that was his, you know.
Yeah, it was
started out as an eyeball on his shoulder.
Yeah.
Yep, you just said that. That might be the first and last time anyone says he starts off as an eyeball on his shoulder. That's how weird it is.
Time for refreshment. Refreshment. For your enjoyment, there's hot, fresh popcorn, tempting, delicious hot dogs, and so many kinds of ice cream. And, of course, sparkling, delicious, ice-cold Coca-Cola for everybody at the refreshment counter now.
Yeah, anyways, getting into the movie itself, I mean, I think you start right where I just said that, like that little thing at the beginning where, you know, it's kind of like retelling the Evil Dead story, but like bam, bam, bam. Here's the high notes. You know, my arm went bad. I had to cut it off, all that shit. So you replace it with a chainsaw. So it kind of quickly brings you up to speed on Ash's story from Evil Dead 2. Now he's thrown into the Middle Ages. Let's go. Right. And you're also introduced to his job at S-Mart where, you know, he says the shop smart, shop S-Mart, you know, that, cause that comes up a couple times, but
listen up, you primitive screwheads.
Oh, by the way, the Blu-ray that I have, it's called the Screwhead edition. On the side of it's the Screwhead edition.
Oh yeah, because there was a boomstick edition too. Remember that?
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Yeah. I love when he gets into the Middle Ages and he's captured and everything, and then there's like a pit. You don't know what this pit is, but they're just throwing people down in this pit. And that one guy that gets thrown down there, it just shoots up a geyser of blood. Like, what the hell happened to that guy?
Yeah, it's like Old Faithful of blood.
Yeah, just awesome. But you never really get any explanation as to what happened to the guy. Because remember, he's pushed down in the pit and then just has to fight a Deadite or something, right? But like, this guy went down there. God knows what he ran into. Like, what is it? The Rancor or whatever from Star Wars ain't got shit on this. It's like, just a geyser of blood.
You didn't see it, but it looks like a giant wood chipper down there.
Yeah, pretty much. The boomstick. Now, what is that in reference to?
The double barrel shotgun. There's Remington shotgun. Right?
Yeah. From the
also, which is a very, very. He says it's the top of the line S-Mart Remington double barrel shotgun. But what he did, the top of the line must also mean you can fire 4 shells because there's a time in there where he shot 4 times without reloading.
Yeah, you can't get hung up on that in movies.
No. How
many times is this gun? You know, how many rounds can this gun hold? Kind of thing. You don't.
Although it's very egregious when it's a double barrel shotgun, though.
Yeah, you're right.
You might not think about it when it's like it has a magazine clip or whatever. And did he fire 14 or did he fire 20 times? I don't know, but but a double barrel shotgun, you definitely. Is it?
I think they did find a clever way around the fact that he is down an arm in this movie because you can't keep the chainsaw on him at all times. So the way they get around that is they build him. He builds like an armor, like robot hand, kind of like primitive armor robot kind of usable hand. So
And that shooting style and that's his iconic style, right? That's done in every movie, including Spider-Man. Especially memorable is the Doc Octopus scene, and when they're gonna saw into him, right? His arms or whatever, and then his arms go and grab various implements or whatever, and it's very that sort of zoom close up, really quick editing.
Yeah, snap zoom, quick editing. Zoom. Yeah, like wham, wham, boom, bah, boom, bah, down. Yeah. It's the only way you can, without showing you. That's the only way you can visualize it. But it's just kind of quick cuts, zoom in really fast, zoom out. And then he'll give some one line like
weird reactionary shots of other people.
Yeah, like whatever. They're like, huh? And they're like, yeah, groovy. Like stuff like, but it's all like wham, wham, wham. We're real fast. So. Yeah, and he does that in a lot. Sam Raimi does that in a lot of his movies. I don't think it gets truly weird, though, until he's tasked to go get the Necronomicon. And he kind of has to have his own little battles along the way to get there. And he goes into I think it's a windmill, right?
Yeah.
And he breaks the mirror. And the mirror has it's his reflection in the mirror, but he breaks it. And then a bunch of little mini ashes jump out of the mirror, and he has like a little battle with these little miniature ashes.
Yeah, which has the same voice, but they give him the squeaky because they're small miniature ones. They give him the squeaky ass voice.
Come on, we're gonna get you, guy.
That was awesome.
And then that
was so funny.
They give him like a fight, and he manages to kind of beat them all except for one. Like jumps down his throat, right, and then like works his way into his stomach, and then he just drinks like hot water off of the fire.
Yeah.
And you hear it going, no, like in his stomach. And then that's when it pops up like an eyeball, like on his shoulder, which you were talking about, Donnie, where it's like,
yeah,
when he got burnt or whatever, it just like, he looks at his shoulder and there's an eye, and then his body kind of splits, right?
He's got like the two-headed, looks like the amazing two-headed transplant or something.
Yeah, like all of a sudden now he grows another head, and then he kind of splits, and now there's like Ash and then Evil Ash, right? And then, but he has like a big 5 or 10 minute showdown with him, but
it's like, I'm the good Ash, or I'm the evil Ash, you're the good Ash, you're the goody two shoes.
Yeah, but he dismembers it and then buries it, and of course that lasts all of about 10 minutes before it comes back and becomes Evil Ash. So now you've got like a zombie Deadite version of Ash running around leading the Deadite army. But before that, though, he goes and finds, and this is what leads to the Deadite army. So he's on a quest to get the Necronomicon. He finally finds it, but he finds 3 different versions of the book. There's 3 Necronomicons, like on this. By the way, that whole set piece is cool looking. Like, it almost reminded me of like I'm blanking, like an Italian horror movie in a way, like the set.
Like I don't know if you've ever seen The Church, Michele Scovi movie.
Yeah,
it's kind of like that. Something from there.
It has that look. I was thinking, what was that one that we watched not long ago? God dang it, Bloody Sunday or
Strike Commando? No,
yeah, Strike Commando 2.
That's it.
No, damn it, I'd have to go back and look at the list. But it reminded me of that, like the set pieces and everything, just the look of it.
Oh, was it a Mario Bava one?
Yeah, that's
Black Sunday.
Black
Sunday, maybe.
That's it. Black Sunday, like just that graveyard and that look of the way it's lit, the way it looks and everything. It just reminded me of that. It's just a really cool like set piece there where he's and the 3 Necron. About to say it again, Leprechaumicons.
Or Leprechaun. No.
I'll be thinking about that, dude. This already happens. I'll be sitting in traffic and I'll think about something like your brother said like 30 years ago, and I'll just start laughing.
Yeah.
This is going to be one of those things where like 10 years ago.
Yeah, Leprechaumicon.
10 years from now, Leprechaumicon.
Yeah.
It's going to come out.
Jesus Christ. Necronomicon. That word could really go south real quick, so probably need to be careful. Anyways, there's 3 different books, so he has to choose which one is, and he has no way of knowing which one is the right one. Like, doesn't the first one, the first one he opens it up and it's like a black hole vortex.
It sucks him down into it.
Yeah, sucks him, and then he gets out of it, but he's got a long face.
Yeah, he does that. Of course, that effect was probably new at the time, right? The shaking the head camera effect or whatever.
I love that. Jay Leno.
Yeah, exactly.
Jay Leno.
He's got the long Jay Leno chin, and then he just kind of shakes it off like blah, 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 and then it goes back to normal. After he kind of pushes it back. I'm thinking of Beetlejuice.
Oh yeah,
like
yeah.
You know, when they kind of pull.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of what it reminded me of. Then the other book just bites him or something, right? Doesn't he stick his fingers in it? And I think he kind of
and then it starts flying. It flies up and then
it
attaches itself to him. And,
so then finally he settles on the third book, and then he doesn't remember the words because the wise man or whatever tells him like, all right, say whatever the words were. I've already
Flatu Verata Nicto.
Yeah, that's what he's supposed to
and
say.
He makes him repeat it. Well, he tries to make him repeat it once, or twice rather, right? And then the second time he's like, I got it. I'll say your words. I know them.
Yeah. But of course he says it wrong, and that is what awakens. Like basically, he unleashes hell. He says the words wrong, picks up the book, and then he has unleashed a Deadite army essentially. And Evil Ash comes back. The zombie version of Ash comes back, leads the army. So that's when you get the big showdown between the Deadite army and the man army, the actual army of people that live in this village or kingdom or whatever this is, right? Full with montage of them making a car tank. Like he takes his car and turns it into it's a whole 80s style montage.
Yeah. Because in the trunk, he opens the trunk and there's all kind of things in there, including for some reason a book about steam powered engines or whatever they had in the trunk.
He's got like Chemistry 101 next to next to a copy of Fangoria.
Well, they sell it at S-Mart.
Yeah,
that's right.
There you go.
And Coca-Cola Classic.
Yeah.
A 2-liter Coca-Cola. I forgot about that. The fact that it was because I don't remember when New Coke became a thing, but remember they went to New Coke 80s. And then they said, well, we destroyed the old Coke recipe. We don't even do it, so it's just going to be New Coke. And then people hated that, so all right, we're going back to Coke Classics.
Yeah, and I think still to this day, like you buy like a regular old can of Coke, it says Coca-Cola Classic on it. I think
it's classic.
I could be wrong, but. Regardless, yeah. So like he's got a copy of Fangoria and everything, but they turn his car into a tank. Essentially, like it's got a cow catcher on the front of it. It's got spinning
steam powered with a spinning propeller thing.
Yeah,
it's
got a propeller on the
like
front,
a big fan blade.
Yeah, and it's got like spikes all the way down the side of it, so he can just plow through the Deadites in their big battle. But essentially, like it's hard to describe. I mean, but it's just a big battle between humans and Deadites, and then they come out on top and. Eventually, they're able to reclaim the Necronomicon, destroy Evil Ash and the army and everything. They repel them, and then, essentially, the end of the movie. Now, this is I guess the theatrical cut, right? The one that you would most see the most of is he has what is it? He has to drink a potion and then say the words. Is that
and say the same words again? The Klaatu Verata Nicto words
and
again.
then it will send him back to his time
period. Yeah.
Well, he does this, and of course, he doesn't say.
But it doesn't show you this time. It's not like the Necronomicon books. Like he just kind of rides out or goes out into the desert or whatever, and then it cuts to modern times, right?
Yeah,
and then,
he just rides off, and then you assume like, well, he drank it and said the words. He's back in today, but apparently he said the wrong words again, and he kind of unleashed hell on current day again because there's
in the S-Mart.
There's a demon in S-Mart, and that's kind of how it ends. Is like he takes out the demon, and then there's I'm the king, hail to the king, baby, is the way it whatever the line was at the end. That's the way, and he kisses her at the end. Like it's a happy ending, a hopeful ending, the end. Now the alternate version of what you described earlier was he had to take the potion. It was 6 drops. He's supposed to do 6 drops on his tongue, and then he's supposed to lay down. And then basically he would sleep for 100 years, and he would wake up in his time period. Well, he does 5 drops. No, he does 5 drops, and then a rock falls and it distracts him, and he looks over and he's like, whatever. And then 2 more drops because he's like 5, 5, 6. So in reality, he did 7. He did 7 drops.
Yeah.
And then he wakes up too far into the future, and like the end of the world has happened. Like. He comes out of the cave and like it's like apocalyptic London has fallen like right there in the front foot of the cave, and he's like, no, I went too far, and that's the end of it. So it's kind of a dire apocalyptic style ending, which I like I said, I do believe they picked the right ending. I guess both of them, there's room to make more movies, but I think that one left it more open.
Although, it would have been cool to have seen one where he goes far into the future and does a post-apocalyptic, Ash movie.
Yeah. You went with this one with the Middle Ages. Why not? Right? You could have done it. That is the thing. If you think about where the series went after that, I mean, they didn't make another one for 20 years, and it was more of a remake of Evil Dead 2 at best, right? So, like, they really never, other than Ash versus the Evil Dead, they never really explored anything more with Ash, and this lineage of the story or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it will be interesting to see what they do in the new one, right? Because I believe he's in this, or has something to do with this.
Oh, does he? I hadn't read anything about it.
I could have sworn I saw that. I could be dead wrong.
I heard he's in it.
You heard he's in it?
Yeah, so I guess it'll be interesting to see where they go with this, because it's not Lee Cronin that's doing that one. It's God, now I'm blanking, because I remember seeing that. Hold on, it's Sebastian Vanacek that is directing this movie, Evil Dead Burn. The only thing that sticks out for him that he did before is in 2023 he did Infested. That's a French horror movie. So I don't know. We'll see. I mean, that's literally about the only thing that sticks out for him. So kind of a newer guy that's going to be taking on the Evil Dead helm. So we'll see. I guess that could be a good thing or a bad thing. I guess we'll see. It could be worse. Who's that dude that did a lot of the Conjuring movies that you love so much?
Oh, God. Yeah, they did the La Llorona.
Yeah. La Llorona. Yeah, it could have been him. So there's
Boom. Let's just call it what it is.
Boom.
La Llorona Namacon.
Yeah.
Oh God, that's so great.
Leprechaun.
Was it Leprechaun?
Leprechaun. Liquor nom nom. I don't know. Fuck it. What are we doing? All right, that's enough.
Yeah.
So, Army of Darkness. All right, I brought it to the table, so I'll give my final thoughts and rating. I love this movie. It's corny as hell, and it's so different from anything else in this series. If you think about it, like I guess the closest comparison to anything else is Evil Dead 2, but it's so far off the reservation. It's even more slapsticky, and the middle-aged stuff. It's just like, what the hell, like I said, I could see where some people would say, like, this is awesome, like I do, or you could say, like, nah, this is, what the hell is this? Like, Sam Raimi, what are you thinking? I could see it either way. But I enjoy it. I can't quite give it like the ratings that I gave Evil Dead or something like that, but I'll give it a solid 3.5 stars for me. So, Donnie, what do you say?
Yeah, I kind of like where I'm at with it. Like I mentioned earlier, some of the slapstick elements and some of the comedic elements, they get a little old at times, but that's really the only thing that kind of affects my rating. I love the effects, especially the old school like Ray Harryhausen stop motion, the Dead Army. This is what I wanted. Some of the other movies that I also love. I wanted them to be like this. So that really holds a lot of weight with me. I'm not gonna give it the same treatment that I've given Evil Dead or Evil Dead 2.
Yeah, we ranked both of those movies very high. All of us did, like damn near 5s on both those movies.
Like I said, the comedic elements are really just what detracted for me a little bit, but it's not by much. I'm going to go with 4 stars. I just, I love the effects, and that's a big thing for me.
All right, Tiana, what do you say?
Yeah, I love the effects of this too, especially all the the skeletons.
Yeah, and they're so jokey too. It's almost like they're cracking jokes with each other and making skeleton jokes and shit like that. It's just.
And then it's funny when they like get killed. They're just like sitting there because all they're doing is standing there because there's nobody to move them around.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the car propeller ones. Yeah.
It's clearly just like they just had a skeleton standing there going like, and then they just chop it in half. Yeah.
But yeah, this is probably one of Bruce's best up there with the Hotep for me.
Baba Hotep.
Yeah. But I'm going to give it a 4 like Donnie.
All right, Smoke, we'll leave it up to you. Bring it home.
I pretty much feel like all y'all do as far as its ranking against Evil Dead 1 and 2. I don't think it's a great movie, but I definitely don't put it in the same league as those two for the same reasons y'all mentioned. And also I like it for the same reasons you mentioned: the special effects, the stop motion, Harryhausen influenced effects, as well as the fantasy element. Well, fantasy / medieval swashbuckler kind of stuff, right? That part's cool. It's fun. I enjoy that. I mean, I know, like you said, some people might not. They might think it goes too far off the rails and from the first two Evil Dead movies or whatever, but I enjoyed it at the time and still do. But yeah, the comedy elements they can wear on you a little bit, especially after you've seen it, a bunch of times or whatever over the years. So yeah, overall, I enjoyed it. It has gore, but it has less gore than Evil Dead 1 or 2, and it basically goes down on the gore quotient and up on the comedy, right? The slapstick.
Yeah.
To its, I guess, some people might say that's a benefit. I think it's kind of a detriment a little bit that you lost a little bit of the gore. Yeah, I think you could have put more in. It's probably because it's mainstream. It was going for, Universal money behind it and all that. So maybe there was a stipulation that he couldn't put as much in there.
And that's the kicker to me. Like, it's rated R, but it doesn't feel very R to me. It feels like PG-13.
It almost, especially these days. Maybe there was still the crackdown on. I mean, this was 1993. Could still be the crackdown on horror gore, like they had in the earlier 90s, late 80s, early 90s when that came in. The MPAA started cracking down. Could be something with that. I don't know. But yeah, you could get away with a lot more in an R-rated movie even today than you could back then in the early 90s. So
yeah,
but yeah, it feels like PG-13. I mean, hell, you could almost say that Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom had about as much. If it wasn't for there was the blood geyser, right, that we talked about.
Yeah.
But once you get beyond that, I mean, was there really a whole lot of outright gore in it? I can't. There was some chainsaw things on demon arms and whatnot, but not like the first two by any means.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I'll go with I forget. I don't have the exact number, but this isn't going to be. I don't even have to have the exact number because I know it was close to 4 or 5, whatever, for the first two Evil Dead movies. So
yeah.
This one though,
I think you gave the first 5. I've got it here. You gave the first 5 stars. Then Evil Dead 2, you gave it 4 3/4. And then even the Evil Dead remake from 2013, you gave it 3 1/4.
Yeah. I think I'll give this one. I'll give it 3 3 3/4.
So we're all about the same here. It all adds up to a consensus of 3.8 out of 5 stars. So we obviously highly recommend you go check it out. Just know that this one's cornier than any of the other ones, really. I mean, think about anything that's come since has been more serious, like the Evil Dead remake and the Evil Dead Rise.
I don't even think they had hardly any humor in the remake. I mean, might have been a little bit of them joking with each other, but it wasn't the slapstick humor at all.
It's like take that same story, but make it like gruesome and harsh, a little bit more harsh than the slapstick.
Which is to its benefit, I think, right? Otherwise, it would just look like a carbon copy, and you're not going to be able to do the same type of slapstick comedy and get away with it in 2013 that Raimi could.
I think between that one and Evil Dead Rise, I think now we're in a more serious run of the Evil Dead franchise now. And there was a game. No, was there? Yeah, there was a game. I think there's been more than one game. Actually.
Yeah, there was a game. I just don't remember much about that. But there was a game. Maybe it was. Do you remember Telltale games when?
They had those.
For like Walking Dead, I think, but I don't know if it was that or not. Maybe somebody can kind of clue us in on what that.
Okay. Well, I have a list here. Let me run down it real quick. There was the Evil Dead for Commodore 64. Then you fast forward all the way to Evil Dead: Hail to the King in 2000 for PlayStation, Dreamcast, and PC.
Oh shit! Okay.
Then there was Evil Dead: A Fistful of Boomstick for PS2 and Xbox. Then there was Evil Dead Regeneration in 2005 for PS2, Xbox, and PC. Army of Darkness Defense. There actually was a Army of Darkness tower defense game for iOS and Android in 2011. Same thing for Evil Dead the Game. That was an iOS game. Evil Dead Endless Nightmare iOS game. There was one for the Oculus, the VR headset.
Oh, yeah.
Evil Dead Virtual Nightmare came out in 2018. Then more recently, there was Evil Dead the Game in 2022 for PS4 and 5, Xbox Series X, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
And then The most recent was in 2024, Retro Realms Ash vs. Evil Dead for Nintendo Switch, PS4, PS5, so on. I don't know about that one, but Evil Dead the game I think was the one that I was thinking of, the one that came out in 2022, and I think that's more of like one of those like online survival type games.
Yeah,
that they've done.
I have that one.
Yeah, so there's that. So there has been a long history of Evil Dead games going all the way back to '84 on the Commodore Smoke.
Damn.
There you go. God, I'm sure that was probably awful because I've never even really heard of it. So that had to have been not good.
Damn. You have died of Evil Dead dysentery.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, there you go. That's the Evil Dead franchise, and where we sit on, at least for now, where we sit on it. And we'll be getting to Evil Dead Rise and then Evil Dead Burn. Wasn't that the name of it? At some point, yeah, Evil Dead Burn at this summer. So we'll see when we get there. But before we leave this one completely, we have to do our usual. So, Donnie, what kind of connections did you come up with for this?
Connections from the crypt.
All right, so yeah, this is pretty much going to run the gamut of kind of what it is that we do. So basically, if this is your first episode with us, what we do with the connections is we take the current movie and then we take any cast or crew that may appear on past episodes or past movies that we do on the podcast. So kind of what we do with this one with Army of Darkness and cast should really come as no surprise that Bruce Campbell has appeared on past episodes of the Spookshow with the Evil Dead, Evil Dead 2, that awful movie that we watched for I think it was Thanksgiving one year. It was Black Friday.
I didn't even think about that until you said that awful movie, and I don't know exactly which one you were talking about.
Oh yeah, Black Friday. Yeah, that movie was trash.
Yep.
Anyway, and then also the Evil Dead remake from 2013, which we just talked about. So that's on the cast side.
Which, the funny, wait a minute before you continue. The funny thing about that one is he's not in that movie. It's only at the very end. I think at the end of the credits, you hear his voice say like groovy. And I think that is it.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And then no, we have on the crew side, we have makeup effects legend Greg Nicotero, who's been in a lot of past Spookshow episodes. When we covered, now this is going to cover the entire range of just about everything that we've done in the past, just about. So, here we go. We've got The Green Inferno, which is one of Philippine's favorite movies.
Yeah.
Annabelle. He also did Invasion USA. Yeah, right.
Cannon fodder.
Kind of like cannon fodder. And Dr. Giggles.
Oh God.
Evil Dead 2.
Okay.
And this was also he did the Book of Eli.
Wow.
Yeah, right.
Wow.
And
Evil Dead 2 was probably the first. Was that the first time that K and B came together to do a movie? Nicotero being the N in K and B.
Yeah.
I think it might be.
Yeah, Howard Berger and I don't know. And so Evil Dead 2, The Book of Eli, Josh's favorite, Ghost of Mars. So he was on that.
Well, wait. When, that was Crapsterpiece, wasn't it?
It was.
I was like, when the fuck did we do that movie? Yeah.
Oh yeah, but you chose it, so you didn't have to do it, right?
Yeah,
that was your pick.
Thank Christ,
that's true.
Know. Nope.
Yeah. So,
by the way, K and B is Robert Kurtzman, Greg Nicotero, and Howard Berger.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, you're good. It's just a couple more on this list. Phantasm 2.
And, you didn't say it right. Phantasm 2.
2. Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah.
No.
We haven't done that.
And then the last one was actually Tiana's favorite, and probably her favorite, Movie 43.
Shit. I thought you were going to say Showgirls and then mean it, but no.
I was like sitting here. I was like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
And then I remembered.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
It's best to go in one ear and out the other, Smoke. Trust me.
Yeah.
That's another one that I think I picked I didn't have to watch.
Yeah.
Crapster
probably.
Piece.
UV42.
I miss the old Crapster Piece days.
I don't.
Donnie, you remember you went through a streak where you were picking them and you never had to watch it.
Oh yeah.
And then then I started to have to throw down the gauntlet to really get some shit out there to make you watch it. And that's
I remember nominating the longest movie ever made.
yeah. Thank
And
God.
it was like 3 weeks long.
Yeah, no, it's like a month long. No kidding. Like something like that. Something stupid. Yeah, no, we would never watch that. You kidding?
I was like, you know what? Fuck you guys for making me watch Bolero.
I think yeah, Bolero. I think there is like some super cut of that movie, by the way, of like, it's only like 3 or 4 hours. Where you don't have to sit through the entire month. It's literally a movie. I don't forget the name of it, but it's a movie.
It's logistics.
Yeah, that's what it is. Logistics. And it's about a cargo ship going from like Tokyo to America. But they filmed the entire fucking process. Like, you're just watching a ship go across the ocean.
Yeah, you get like the bridge cam, and that's what you get.
Yeah, and they call that a movie. That is bullshit. That's not a movie.
Oh, yeah. I just wanted to punish you guys. Yeah, anyway.
Well, maybe Crapster Piece will live again one day.
Maybe
if somebody paid us a little bit more money. We need some mysterious. We need a mysterious benefactor to bring Crapster Piece back. That's what we need.
It happens naturally sometimes.
Well,
that we don't realize. Oh shit, that was our.
Well, I mean, that's one thing.
It might just take maybe a mid-tier patron for Patreon.
Yeah, well, there is the Hellraiser series, which is close enough. So.
Oh fuck.
All right, there's your connection. So, Tiana, what kind of kill count could you come up with?
Well, this one's a little weird, but 38 and then also 68. If you want to include all the skeletons
no,
and
we're not counting the deadites.
Well, then it's 38.
38.
Yeah. You can't. I mean, you could.
But you could, but they're already dead, right? I guess.
Yeah. Then you got to go back and start like counting all the vampires and other monsters and shit.
And zombies and other zombie movies.
Yeah, no. You can't do that. We always argue about dogs and cats too. Like, no.
Dogs and cats living together.
Mass hysteria. We only bring that up. We only bring that up when we're talking about the Chucky every year.
Oh yeah.
At the annual Spookshow Awards. Well, there you go. 38. That sounds like a solid number. So, what kind of solid number could you come up with the gore score, Smoke?
Gore score.
Well, like I mentioned in my rating for it, they definitely cut the gore in relation to the first two Evil Dead movies, right? You had the geyser of blood, and you had some chainsaw violence, but it was to deadites usually, and exclusively, but not really any blood though. Remember, even when he was sawing up his own deadite self, his doppelganger there, the Evil Ash.
Yeah.
It was not really. You see the saw going down and him and Evil Ash laughing or whatever, and then cut to the scene of him throwing the body parts into the hole he had dug, right? But again, that one they played off for last two. I don't even think there was any blood in that scene.
Not
really,
that I recall.
When he was sawing. Yeah. And just a few other random little things here and there, but not really. Like you said, it almost feels like it was a PG-13 movie, really, without some of the chainsaw violence and the geyser of blood.
Yeah, it really did.
And language or whatever, maybe, but other than that. So I think I'm really going to give it a 6, I guess. And mainly for the geyser of blood, the deadite chainsaw violence, and even in the final battle with the deadites killing some of the, a good bit of the humans or whatever, the most you'd see was like a sword slash, like somebody would get a sword slash across the face, they'd fall on the ground and like, in the camera with the sword slash, right? But not really gaping flesh wounds or arms lopped off or anything like that. So it was already big enough budget, I think, probably just with the medieval, with the period piece setting and all that. So either they just didn't have the money to put into the gore because of the budget already being that big, or Universal cut them, said they couldn't put that type of violence in it. Whatever the case, they definitely cut it back. So
well, it was 1993, so that's probably another reason too. They kind of scaled back at that point. You know, it's interesting too because the first 2 movies and then the remake of Evil Dead that we've talked about here, you gave all 3 of those movies a 10.
Yeah.
So this is the first one of the series. It's like, you know, you bring it down.
Yeah.
But it earns it. It's nowhere near the levels of those. Nowhere near.
No. I mean, because even looking back on it, before rewatching it again, or really thinking about it, you think, oh yeah, it had gore in it. It had gore, and it does have a little bit, but I mean, it's just nowhere near as much even as the first or second one.
Well, there you go.
Which is fine. I mean, it's fine for what it is. It just doesn't have that gore.
So we're this much closer to closing up the loop of another franchise. We got, you might as well say 2 movies to go before we wrap up the Evil Dead series. Hopefully by the end of this year we can do that. Then I guess we kind of need to be on the chase for what the next franchise is, right? I mean, now that we finally got through Hellraiser, and we've talked about some other ones.
Say that again. I just want to bask in the glory of finally being done with that.
Now that we have got past episode 300, the Lament Strangulation, we are done with the Hellraiser series.
Until the next one.
Yeah. But,
that sounds amazing.
But like a good episode
of Chucky.
Yeah.
Chucky, yeah, we'll do the Child's Play next time.
I was going to say, like,
I'm a head out. I'm a head out.
But like any good episode of any police procedural, it'll come back. It'll come back in some way. Pinhead will return.
In the new Exorcist, maybe.
Well, we got to wait another year for that. By the way, we just did that. We just did that damn 2026 preview episode where it was like, well, that new Exorcist movie is supposed to come out this year, and then they changed it.
Yeah,
it doesn't come out until March of 2027 now. So
yeah,
but look, it's Mike Flanagan, so I'm looking more forward to it now than I was before. Look, it can't be any worse than the last one.
No, it'd be really hard to do that.
Yeah, and it's Mike Flanagan. I mean, I trust him until I don't, right? So I mean, I'm looking forward to it. We'll see.
It's not like you're dealing with Albert Pune.
Yeah.
Albert Pune might even be able to come up with something better than the last.
He'd come up with something. Now, I don't know if it's better, but he'd come up with something.
Yeah. Budgetary wise, it wouldn't be better, but maybe thematically, I don't know.
Picture this: Snake Mountain, but we can't use that, so it's going to be something different from that. What the fuck? Anyways, all right, there you go. So that is it. Next week, what are we doing? I've already forgotten. Oh, cannon fodder. This is why I've already forgot it. Cannon fodder. Now, the way we do cannon fodder, it's Canon Films, so we just random, we have all the movies on the list, the ones that we're counting in the Golden Globus empire, right, of Canon Films. Mm-hmm. We're literally just putting them all on a wheel, spinning it, whatever it lands on, as long as it's available to us, we're doing it. So it's another one of those. We're talking about The Magician of Lublin from 1979. I think maybe I'd heard of the title, but I've never seen it before, so we will see what we have to say about this. I have a feeling this is less Rocky. This is less Cobra.
Oh, sorry.
Less Cobra and more, what was that, Ice Mountain thing or Ice Hole or whatever?
Oh, God. Yeah,
Secret of the Ice Cave.
Into the Ice Hole.
Yeah, where the ice cave was literally where they kept the cocaine. That's what the ice cave was. Spoiler alert. Don't watch it. Anyways, yeah, cannon fodder. You never fucking know what you're going to get. You never know. So we'll see. The Magician of Lublin next week. So for Donnie, Tiana, Professor Smoke, I'm Josh. We are the All-American Spook Show, and we will talk to you next week.